This is coal. This is your brain on coal.
In this day and age, energy is one of the world's biggest problems, and making sure that it doesn't destroy the world and cause global warming seems to be an issue. But some people don't get that our planet is goddamn frickin' burning alive. So there are some less clean ways of producing energy, like oil. Sweet oil. But we are not talking about oil today. We're going to be talking about coal, and clean coal in particular. I think it's fair to say that clean coal has been mentioned several times by a notable person.
Today I'm taking bold action to follow through on that promise. My administration is putting an end to the war on coal. Gonna have clean coal, really clean coal. Gonna have clean coal, really clean coal, really clean coal.
But this is a topic of a lot of controversy, and some say that clean coal is a saving grace of our world, and others say that it just doesn't exist. So to start this off, let's take a look at coal. Coal is organic plant matter that has been buried under millions of years of rock and dirt, and heated and pressurized in such a way that certain chemical reactions occur, which form coal. Fast forward to the present day, and people mine for these coal deposits as coal can be burned to make energy. But as we know, coal is one of the dirtiest forms of energy. When it is burned, it produces carbon dioxide, soot, sulfur, nitrogen oxides, and even mercury. All of these emissions are harmful not only to the planet, but to humans as well. Coal is known for being the US's largest emitter of carbon dioxide, but few know that soot from coal is responsible for upwards of 670,000 deaths in China alone and 13,000 deaths in the US annually. Many people would love to stop using coal, but it's one of the world's largest providers of energy, and the coal industry regularly provides 67,000 jobs for people across the US. Also, it's one of the cheapest and most abundant forms of energy, so this industry doesn't show any signs of stopping soon. This is where we and our new president get the term clean coal, not from a new type of coal, but rather clean coal technologies, which clean the coal of impurities before and after it has been burned for energy. One such method of cleaning coal is called carbon capture and storage, or CCS. In this process, carbon dioxide is removed from the air after coal is burned by means of carbon scrubbing. This is done by letting molecules called amines bond with the carbon dioxide, making it easy to remove and store the carbon dioxide underground. However, companies have seen this as an opportunity to make a fair bit of money. Instead of just storing the CO2 underground, large companies have been using the carbon dioxide from CCS to coax the last bit of oil to the surface from depleted oil fields. This is called carbon dioxide flooding. In this process, water is pumped into the near depleted oil deposit and then carbon dioxide after. This causes the pressure in the oil deposit to rise, and then the oil can be extracted easily. At face value, this seems all fine and dandy, but if you stop and think about it, the oil is going to be burned for energy, much like coal, and as with coal, the oil will release carbon dioxide. This means that if the US used CCS on all of its own coal plants, it could scrub out 90% of the 1.7 billion tons of carbon dioxide produced from coal annually, reducing emissions to up to 170 million tons. This carbon dioxide could then be used for carbon dioxide flooding, which allows for about 8 billion more barrels of oil to be produced, meaning that 97 million more tons of carbon dioxide is pumped into the atmosphere due to carbon dioxide flooding. This brings the direct and indirect carbon dioxide emissions up to 267 million tons of carbon dioxide. As you can see, although this does reduce carbon emissions in the US by up to 80%, this is still an extreme example. Only 22 of the 175 coal power plants in the US use any kind of CCS technology, and almost none of them scrub the full 90% of carbon dioxide. So CCS obviously isn't quite the miracle some people hoped it was. But there are still other hazardous materials in coal emissions, such as sulfur and nitrous oxides, both of which caused the acid rain scares of the 70s.
Acid rain looks, feels, and smells like any other rain. But the water in acid rain carries poisons like sulfuric acid. That acid and its effects have been blamed for killing fish and plant life in hundreds of lakes in the northeastern United States and Canada.
Sulfur can easily be removed from coal by washing it in water. Coal, being less dense, floats, while sulfur and other impurities, being more dense, sink to the bottom of the water tank. The other problem is nitrogen oxides, which are ground layer pollutants that can cause several respiratory problems. Coal plants can prevent these chemicals from forming by rerouting coal emissions to the place where they are burned. This prevents nitrogen, which is so abundant in our atmosphere, from bonding with oxygen compounds in coal, thus preventing the formation of nitrogen oxides. However, the coal emissions do have some nitrogen, which can bind with the oxides in coal. So, nitrogen oxides aren't completely prevented. There are a few other clean coal technologies, but they are still developing and aren't quite as promising as these ones. Also, clean coal is still somewhat of an oxymoron, as it isn't quite the global warming miracle we all hope for. And these technologies pale in comparison to other renewable resources like wind, solar, and hydroelectric power, which don't produce anything that can kill you, and also don't contribute to global warming. So, don't do coal, and stay green, my friends. Thank you all for watching that video. You can hit the big red subscribe button right down there. You can leave a comment below, and you can like and you can dislike. But please like and do not dislike. But please like. You can also watch the last video I made right here, and you can watch a video of mine that YouTube has chosen for you, right here. But remember, Hail Satan!